So hello everybody, we are welcoming you for a little chat about foundation year. So we are waiting people to join us. It's a webinar and then we're going to introduce ourselves. Just give some time that everyone can join us. We are welcome to say hello on the chat, so we know you're arriving. Thanks. Great, we are almost 50 people. So we give a few more minutes. The numbers are growing very quickly, so just give a bit more time for everyone to join.
Maybe we make a start, as it seems to have
been
constant now.
Maybe I just stop the share a little bit. Welcome everybody. My name is Karin. I'm the portfolio director for foundation year. So
Hi, my name's Dr. Nat Wint. I'm a lecturer within the College of Engineering, and I've been teaching on the foundation year for a few years now.
Thank you. So this is a webinar that tailored for welcoming you to Swansea University. I understand some of you have chosen, or some of you are still thinking if you want to go to Swansea University or not. Maybe you have questions. So the idea will be we are here to answer. We are both teaching foundation year, so we have been foundation. I'm many years responsible for this program, and I'm teaching since 2009, so it's a long time. I taught several models. I taught the maths, and now I'm in the physics part, and Natalie is teaching the maths, foundation maths. I have a few slides just to introduce a bit some things we do, what we offer, so you can start thinking about and how foundation year fits in our other degrees, in our engineering portfolio of degrees. And then we open for question and answers. If you have questions, please type on the chat. We're going to answer that. And after, will be just a session of question and answers. Okay, so let's start sharing first the presentation. So, okay. We are just recently been reconfigure our faculty. We used to be college engineering, now we are a faculty of science engineering. So we are gathering science and engineering. So it's a larger portfolio, it's giving access for us with many more resources, people, labs, and facility. I'm sorry. So this was just have it there in case you want to know a little bit, some of our links, just to know what people say, what's going on. So you have the Facebook link, the Twitter and Instagram. So this is recorded, but if you want to give a look and maybe type on them and get to know more about what does it mean study in Swansea University. So welcome talk. So as I introduce myself, my name is Karin Ennser. What is Swansea? What is engineering at Swansea University? So we are in the Bay campus. So you can see the picture here on the bottom. You have the beach. It's just in front of our campus facility. So we have the buildings here. We have several buildings, library, college engineering. We have computer science, many other administration business. We have several buildings with several faculties and institutions. Plus we have also the support area. We have a little supermarket, a bank, accommodations, and so on. We have the sport area. You cannot see it's behind this picture. Swansea University is well known for the sport. water sport. You can see the stand-up paddling board. We have facilities, lab facilities. You can see students here in the electronic labs. Another lab here also for the materials. So we are recognized for our groundbreaking multidisciplinary research. We focus very much on multidisciplinary. We are on the top 10 in UK. So that is our research assessment, recently done in 2014. It's done every 5 years. We have well-established links with industry, particularly engineers, very strong links with companies around UK, also abroad. We have outstanding rated teaching. Our courses are all accredited. In other words, we have accreditation board that comes and check the quality of our programs, and they give it, let's say, the label, we are accredited, so we are delivering quality in our teaching. Award-winning student experience, we are very well recognized by our student experience, also by our excellent graduate career prospects. So students, after studying with us, they find jobs in industry, in engineering, or they continue their studies for postgraduate. And we have world-class facilities. You can see some photos here of our labs. It's all cutting-edge technology, very recent old instrumentations for this lab, so it's really good to enjoy that. A little bit, what does it mean foundation year? I just want to give an idea. I don't go into too much in depth, but what does it mean foundation inside the other degrees and how they are related? We answer a question after, is okay, just give it a thought. So here you can have here the chemistry lab. We have here a little bit the lab where they do a lot of studies on characteristics of materials, the specific. That is, the other picture on top is our manufacturing, going for industry 4. In other words, is the automation or industrialization, adding more computer science, data analysis, and robots. And then another one, famous also for the screening. We have solar panels, a lot of work on that. So what does it mean? The way it's built the program, the engineering foundation year is common to all disciplines. You can easily transfer between engineering disciplines during the year. So once you have completed your engineering foundation year, you can move to any of the disciplines you like. So it gives you time to think about if you want to be a chemistry engineer or actually you prefer to be a material science. So you can move around until you complete the foundation years, taking 1 year, and then you move to the degree you want. So if you are in doubt, don't worry, you can decide later. If you have decided and change your mind, the program is done as a one single program, so it fits everyone. What we teach, so we are teaching background of physics, chemistry, science, programming, and engineering design. So it's a portfolio of topics. They are between starting with A levels, but actually we teach a little bit more. It's already an introduction to year 1 in engineering. So it gives you a better background, a more solid knowledge to start year 1 in the discipline of your choice. So once you're successful, you progress to level 1. So how it looks like, if you think, okay, I'm starting foundation, what does it mean and what I can do? Our program is organized in a flexible way. So you start with foundation 1, we sometimes call it year 0, foundation year. You start as a B-Eng, and then you choose which discipline you want to go. So year 1. So most likely people that go foundation, they maybe not met one of the requirements or have been long time not studying engineering topics or left the school long time. So it's a very mixed group foundation. So many reasons that brings people to foundation. But after you can go to any discipline you like, give you a chance to improve your knowledge on science, maths, engineering skills, and also, of course, design. And you start year 1 with a direct entry, you have year 2. After that, you have a choice. If you want to go abroad for expanding your experience, you can choose that. If you want to opt for a year industry, A lot of students like the industry because they give a chance to get to know what does it mean work in a company. Or if you don't want to have a year out, you can go to year 3 and complete graduation. Some are students that start with foundation, they did year 1 and year 2, and they decided to go to year 3, M, and go for an M-Eng level. In other words, an integrated master level. It's up to you. You can choose. You have time. You see these crossing lines in the middle, it means you can move around them. I just put a pointer. You can move around, either go to your industry abroad or just crossing here, go to M-Eng level. One reason of M level is the opportunity to apply for a chart engineering for your body organization. So accredited body offer a possibility to be recognized as a qualified engineer, particularly industries like to see that. So you can do a match that put your foot ahead on the application for recognizing your status as engineer. I'm not worried about reading here. I just will bring the keywords. We offer support. So we have the academic support. There are some people raising hands, and I think Natalie probably can help in that. Student consultation feedback hours. So you can have a one-on-one with your lecturer. So you are struggling with a topic, maybe you're very strong in chemistry, but you have not seen physics since GCSE. Don't worry. The lecturer have an hour every week where you can go an office hours and you can discuss in a one-on-one the topics you are clear, whatever is your doubt. So make use of that. It's really useful wherever you decide to go. We have support cafes. So if you don't really want to talk to the lecturer, whatever is the reason, it's not available that day, it's just on the end of the week, and you really want to clarify that, we have support cafes. It's weekly session, different topics, the maths, computer, software, writing, and science cafe. Then mainly is chemistry and physics. And you will be a staff there or teaching assistant that will work with you in a one-on-one basis. So it gives you freedom. Either you work with the office hours or you can go to support cafes to clarify any of your doubts. The year coordinator will help you with the guidance. So if you have doubts, anything about your academic life, just talk to your coordinator. You also get a mentor, an academic mentor that will help you. If you have doubts that is allocated to you and you have access to them, just ask them. Sometimes even things that's not necessarily academic, you're having problems, don't know, either money, accommodation, or general thoughts about what you want to be, you just talk to this mentor. We have the library, you can access online, you can go physically, get a book, whatever you want. A lot of books are also online and make it very easy to grab new information or assess more in-depth any topic you like to study. We have also support to students, as one I mentioned before was academic mentors that you are located to you to support your studies. So you are struggling with revision or study skills, or you're just not sure where you should put your focus, have a chat with your academic mentor. We have also student information team. It's a very, very resourceful team. I really like them. It's a professional team that support you. They're not academic, but they know all the in and out of what does it mean study university in terms of university, the procedures, what you have to do if you want to change, for example, one discipline to another. Just contact them, they will help you. They help in many, many things. So it's a very useful team to contact. We have emails or contact by phone. So it's very easy to get hold of them. Things you can do beyond just doing your foundation year. We have the Make Hub, where it's a nice place to get to know other students, do something you like. For example, we have 3D printers, or we have a workshop where you can work in projects, build whatever you like it, or design it, create, have a space for creation, be innovative, whatever you fancy. So it's quite a nice way if you want to start working something you like. Perhaps you did a B-Eng and you want to continue a project, or you want to start something. It's also very good to get to know other people, other students. So it's really a space for the students. And there are supports, things there that's useful, like laser cutters, 3D printer, 3D scanners, and more equipment that you could have access, and also tools to do something you like. A little bit what have been done in this hub. So there are some projects that the student kindly allow us to have the pictures. So one of the printing here, you can see the Maker Hub. This guy is doing some electronics. You can do also mechanical electronics jobs. 3D printing, can see here the chassis. Look like a tower. And many other things. You can see all the dinosaur. This is nice 3D printing jobs. That is someone doing Android and so on. There's many things you can do up to your creativity. You can do whatever you fancy. You don't need to stuck with what you're teaching or you're learning that time, that week. It's nice to have something else to do or something you like to do. This was just a quick introduction just to think what does it mean foundation, how it's around all the programs we offer in engineering. So I open now for questions. I saw some people have been putting questions there. I stop sharing so that me and Natalie could answer. Know how she had been. Oh, thank you, Natalie. She has been answering many of your questions. Is there anything you'd like to highlight, Natalie?
There was a question about speaking to previous foundation year students. I thought you might know if that's a possibility. I was thinking of maybe year reps or something we could help with contacting them.
Yeah, we can have a chat if they are happy to put themselves available. Yes, we did not think of bringing them here. Yes, definitely yes.
Yeah, they're on holiday at the moment.
Yeah, I'm afraid yes. I think we have very good student rep. They pass, so they don't have to receive. So they're probably on holidays. We can give a look if it's possible, yes, if they are available right now or any other students. It's just by now, most of them are on holiday or, I don't know, having summer breaks.
Is foundation year quite common before entering BEng?
Yes, it's a very common thing, yes, because they don't meet all the requirements. Yeah.
I guess it's like a third of our students on BEng, maybe.
Yeah, it's like they don't have enough physics and maths to enter, so they will struggle if they go to year one. So what we do, we offer that topic so they are better prepared. And sometimes, depending on the topic they have done, for example, the person did a BEng chemistry, they are very good in chemistry, but they have not seen much physics, and so the foundation fill up their gaps. It's more for filling up. Some students are very good in one particular topic with the bench, but they are missing the order. So we do recommend foundation as an option, really.
Okay, we've got a few more now. So when does the course start? So induction or enrollment week starts on the 20th of September, and then lectures start on the 27th of September. What does the student information team specifically do, and how can we contact them? Okay,
engine office, so engineering office. Can you type engine office at Swansea University? Okay, is administrator support team, but it's very useful when you, for example, you want to change the discipline you chose. When you enter foundation, you may thought I want to do aerospace, but actually you change your mind. I want to go for mechanical. So they are the one that help with the procedure. What is the paperwork you have to do and who you have to talk to. So they are the contact point for anything related to your courses, related to the university. They also can send you where to talk about any other problems you may have during your study life. I don't know, money, or where I can find a GP. Sometimes they know that. So there is normally a GP around that can support students. So they know all these kind of things, and they are very quick to answer. They have a team that keep monitoring their email. They also have a phone that you can call if you prefer to talk.
Okay, so we've got a mixture in the Q&A and the chat now, so I'm going to go with the Q&A ones for now. So how many days will be in for lesson in foundation year? So it varies depending on the timetabling, but it is normally every day of the week, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you have Wednesday afternoons off always for like sports clubs and societies, and some days you might have more than other days. Some days you might just have a lecture or two, but it really sort of depends on the timetabling.
Yeah, depending on the week also you may have labs. We offer in the first semester chemistry labs, so you expect that to go to the lab for a few hours, or physics lab. So there are a mix of activities around, and it varies depending on the week. Once the lecture touch a certain topic, then you have an experiment to do, or the programming, for example, you have a program to develop. So it varies over the weeks out. So it's not always the same every week.
When will we get our timetable? I'm not sure about the answer to that. Do you know, Karin?
Normally, normally comes at least 1 week or 2 weeks before the induction week. Is where more or less we have it published. So before you start, the first week is a welcome week, induction week. We have the timetable ready before that week. So before you really start here in Swansea, you have that table being announced. So that is typically like that.
Okay, what are the rules imposed by the uni in order to fight the coronavirus? So we follow all the, I guess, the government guidelines within Wales. At the moment, we are wearing masks everywhere inside, and follow social distancing. We've got quite a lot of there's hand wash all over the place, dispensers and things like that. There's a web page actually that explains all the rules, if that's of use. I could probably get that up now.
Yeah, we also have a center in case you feel like not well. You can have the lateral test. You just go there and do it. So it's just dropping. So in case you are not feeling well, something going on, you're suspicious, you have the support for the COVID. We also planning to offer vaccination in case you did not have it and you have thought maybe I would like to have it. They also want to offer vaccination here on campus. What more? Yeah, there is, like she said, following the rules of social distance.
Okay, are there any specific textbooks we need?
Each of the modules, we call the modules, the different topics, will have a recommended list of books, textbook. Some of them you can have access online. Some of them are hard copy. So they normally refer to books that we have in the library. So, for example, you have an online book, you just have to link it to the library online and you can download the book. So it's very easy. I start using every time more. I still have some hard copy because I'm the old style. I still like to have a paper to open, but it's getting every time ebooks, e-textbook we offer online. It's very easy. So you're not expected really to buy. Most of them we have available.
Right, for programs such as MATLAB, will we need our own to own a powerful computer laptop to work on projects from home?
Okay, we don't offer a laptop. We offer the software. So you can download the software in your laptop, your computer. In case you have problems with your IT devices, we loan them. So you can loan them for the period until you can get one that's suitable for your studies, depending on the topic. You might want a more stronger CPU if you do a lot of cards or whatever the course you want to go. But it's more as a loan. You loan from us until you can get your own computer.
It's not generally the case that it's so they need like a lot of power though, is it, for the assignment?
No. We offer MATLAB, for example. Of course, Microsoft Office of the package, every student have access. And depending on the course you have, there are courses specialized ones. For example, for electronics, we have several software dedicated for designing the circuit, to simulate the circuit, and we offer them to the students. So they have to go in account, download their version, and they have on their computer to study. So we offer that all for free. So you don't have to worry about the softwares. Even the Microsoft Office, I download myself. No, Excel, whatever, is all available for students. What more?
The next question is, will lectures be online or face-to-face?
It will be an hybrid. We're going to have some of the lectures done online and some of the activities will be face-to-face. So you expect to go on site. And the labs we want to offer face-to-face. Some, for example, the chemistry, some part of the experience is really nice if you can have a hands-on. So we wanted you to show up here and come to the lab. It's really nice labs. I think it's worthwhile.
So the next question was how we examine. So I'm just typing in an answer. So it depends on the module, but there's a mix of exams and coursework. Some modules are 100% coursework, there's none that are 100% exams, are there? I don't think.
No, we don't have more.
No.
We change it. So it's like Natalie was saying, some of the materials, like you have a quiz to answer, different courseworks or reading assignments, depending on the topic, of course. We have, for example, the design. You have to design a workshop, and then you draw the design and submit the assignment. Some is like activities that you have to do, or report, for example, for the labs. And then the exam, not for all the models. Some models, like for example, the maths and the physics, you have an examination after the first semester, and then for the models on the second semester, you have an examination at the end. So it's a mix of assessment.
Okay, the next question I think was, okay, that's a similar question. How much is foundation year is coursework and exams? So we've just answered that one really. How hard is the foundation year compared to A levels? I can't answer that.
Oh, this is a good question. My son did A level for history, so I don't have a good idea. He don't not like the STEAM area, I like physics and maths, so he run away from the physics and math. I can just say for biology, I found very hard A level in biology. Look, I did not do that, but it depends on the topics you're choosing. I found it kind of hard, the A level, so
I would say
she can say more, Natalie.
I think it depends on the way you learn best and on which way you prefer to be examined. If you prefer more coursework, probably foundation year is going to be a bit easier for you. Well, that's based on my experience. Well, when I did A levels, it was all exams, and I found I mean, I've never done foundation year, but I think A levels were harder than looking at foundation year. And I guess the thing is, it's more relevant to what you're going to do. So it's very much like, this is the stuff you need for your next year, whereas A levels are a lot broader generally, I would say.
Yeah, the things that in foundation we have a mix of coursework, different type of assessment, and a portion of exam. We feel like it will develop better the skills you need to become an engineer. So that's why we build that. Your life no be exam every day. So actually sometimes it's delivering some type of designs or creating some programs or elaborating some ideas. So we make it a mix. I feel we feel better in terms of how we are preparing you to the year one.
Okay, next question. If I were to choose a different type of engineering from which I plan to do first, would the foundation course help and give me tips on what I need to remember before getting into that year? I'm not really sure I understand the question, but the foundation year is general for everyone.
It's general, but we are going to meet staff from different disciplines. So the staff that are teaching you, either they're mechanical engineer or a materials engineer or chemistry engineer. So you have opportunity. I'm from electrical electronic. So you're going to meet staff so you can engage with them and understand more what they expected when you move to your discipline year one. It gives foundation on basic skills you needed to start year one. Some of our topics already almost in year one. So my students, I used to teach math, they said, oh, you already taught me 6% I need, I'm happy. So they were ahead the game where they started year one. So yeah, we try to bring more than A levels in terms of topics. I agree with at least what I learned from A level. I didn't do A levels here. I found it a bit easier foundation. A levels I found kind of harsh. I checked the exam from maths A levels, can be quite hard. So here's more, we go slowly with easy topics and then you make it hard and hard as it goes the year. So when you start, you may feel like, it's too easy, I don't need to do much. So be careful on that. You start easy and it get harder and harder and harder to bring you up to speed with the level you needed to start year one. So it varies on your background. Some people are very good in a topic, so they may say, oh, that course is really easy, that model, and the other is really hard because, for example, you have not seen chemistry for many years, so it can be quite hard, a lot of things to learn. Or depends on what is your background, how you come in, how you are when you start year zero.
Okay, normally how many days foundation year students have to attend? So we've already answered that one, so that's been asked again. Even though I haven't selected an industry year in my year, am I able to change that after my foundation year? So the answer to that is yes.
You can
change up to the end of your first year as long as you meet the threshold grade requirement.
Yeah, you need a threshold grade between year 1 and year 2. If you meet that, you can do year abroad, you can do year industry. So it's not the fact to start foundation will limit you to go to that. That is, I think, quite nice to know it's flexible. You might have a bump in your life, or you just choose the top you thought that you want to do as career. I don't know, I have students come with history background or music, and they have been doing very well in foundation. It's just, that time when they're young, choose that topic that is the requirement for entering engineering. And then they have been doing very well. So it's nothing impedes you and can move around. As soon as you have, of course, an academic performance that meet the requirement or move into a year industry, or if you want to move to a year abroad or even later MNG, you can do it. Our schemes organized quite flexible.
Okay, the next question, I'm on chat now. I've gone back to chat. Is there any pre-work we should start doing before the course? I don't think so. I always encourage people just to have holiday when it's holiday.
I also
Yeah.
No, I have to correct myself. I have cases of students that came to foundation year. They are mature students. They have not seen a book for many years. They were either in the police, I don't know, doing completely different things. And they said, I want to do aerospace or I want to do mechanics. And I say, look, this topic requires math. I will suggest you just open, start refreshing the GCSE maths in your brain. So you kind of don't start from totally scratch. And I think they appreciate it. But don't get too tired because you have a lot to do. As Natalie said, get a good break and pull your energy together and start fresh. It's maybe the best. If you're not this extreme case, I've not seen a book for I don't know how many years, and you might feel quite not very confident to start year 0. You can I will just say math a little bit, just give a look at the basics of it if you want to start. We teach what you need anyway from very basic levels, so it varies a lot depending on your starting point.
Right, so where are we at? Well, have we done that one? I think we've answered those. Is there any topics we cover in foundation that are irrelevant to our specific degree?
Okay, that's an interesting question. The foundation year is done to give you a background knowledge in different topics. So you don't need that particular thing, because I remember for year 1 in my engineering, I have to do chemistry. And I say, I don't want to be a chemical engineer. And my lecturer told me, it's good to have a little bit more than just one topic understanding. So actually, I'm thankful because now battery import is a lot of chemistry there and is in my area of electronics. So it does give a little bit more than you necessarily need. But we are not just building skills on a particular knowledge. We are developing abilities like thinking, reflecting, critical analysis, understanding. So we are developing more skills analysis than just understand the chemical element. So it does bring you to go ahead that. And that is actually the learning outcome that's required by the accredited body, not just that you know which is the chemical element on the table wherever. Although I memorized because our teacher at school challenged us, so we memorized just to be upsetting him actually. But it's not like just because that topic you're not going to see the next week or the next year. It's more giving more knowledge and learning to deal with different informations, abilities to deal with more complex tasks. So it's more than just that particular information. So it's really broader, but it's actually not negative. I think it's quite good if you, as you late in your life, consider not that young, things move around in your life. So it's very good you have a larger background, so you can move a little bit between one specialized topic, and maybe one day someone offer you a project that you need more than just what you specialize in. It's good to have this more general background at the beginning.
I can't see any more.
Yeah, in case someone talk about age, don't worry. It's very, 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 okay?
Yeah.
We have people with all kind of spread of age. There is nothing to make you different. One of our lecturer, actually, he was in the Air Force. He decided very late to become an engineer, and he's teaching now with us. He retired from the military life. Nothing easy to become, even after 40, I want to be an engineer. So don't worry. Wherever you feel like is the right time for you, is the time.
It's really nice actually, because we learn quite a lot from each other. Like a lot of people have been doing different things, and we get to learn things that we don't know about necessarily. And different people have different skills, and we can all learn off each other. So I quite like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think I'm open. Embrace if you wanted to do it. If you enjoy it, do it. It does. Someone's asking about how much you need to pass. We don't ask that much. We ask 40% for you to pass the model. It's you investing on yourself, invested. So you're not understanding a topic, particularly the maths, go back to the book and study its worth, because after you're going to need that, and you're investing on yourself, not just passing. Of course, you have to pass, not being blind here, but invest in yourself. Is your time to invest in yourself. You are paying well, why not get the best you got? You have offer a lot of support. It's just you engaging and believing you can be what you want to be. If you want to be an engineer, whatever the topic, work for it. Some people want to do engineer either because they want a stable job, whatever is your reason, invest in yourself, and they should be okay. You should be passing, you should get in the degree you want.
The PowerPoint, is it possible to get the PowerPoint emailed, Karin?
I think yes, we are recording the session.
I think
I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share the PowerPoint also.
Okay, great. Are there many entries for the foundation year?
We don't know until people enroll. It's a very difficult to know before.
Last year it was 240, was it? I think.
Yeah, something like that. We don't expect many this starting, because as you probably know, the A-level grades have been quite inflated because of the convert. The teachers didn't know really where to put. They put you probably, some of you guys high, I don't know what's going on. So we expect a little bit less, but we don't know until practically the week is starting induction. So people can roll quite late. So give us a little bit waiting to know how many really will come.
Okay, so we've answered that. What options do we have to work on the side, and do you recommend working a part-time job while studying? I mean, there's options, I guess, both within Swansea in like hospitality industry, and there's also jobs through the Students' Union, and you could be like a student ambassador who works in the union, sort of helps with open days and things. And guess if you've been to the open days, you'll be aware that sometimes we have help for those types of events. So there's a few different options. I think I can't really advise whether I recommend it or not. I think it depends on the person and whether they've got the time and their financial situation and things. I think you probably know yourselves your best, and whether you can manage it. It's about your own, whether you think you can manage it, really, I think.
Yeah, it depends a lot. I mean, jobs like ambassadors, you can definitely do it. It doesn't take so much time. But if you talk about a part-time, several days a week, it can be sometimes quite hard, depending how well you organize, how well planned you are. It requires planning. We have deadlines to submit assessments, so you have to organize yourself quite well. Depending on the kind of part-time also, some of them are quite light, it's easy to do alongside, some of them maybe it's more demanding, so it really depends on the person. I don't recommend to do big jobs, like something that takes a lot of your time, because you're expected to spend some time studying. It gets easier, but over the time it gets harder, so be aware of that. And of course, you always can do summer jobs where it's a lot of months. You finish in May, and then you don't have nothing until practically the end of September. So it's a big gap there of almost 3 months that you can invest on any good jobs that you may want to put some money apart.
Right, so will we have to keep notes from lectures earlier on in the year in case our teacher asks for, I'm not sure what that means.
Which one is that?
It's on the Q&A at the moment. I think it's up to you whether you keep notes and whether you'll use them again. I mean, all your lecture notes and the like slides and stuff will be available on the virtual learning environment. But if you find making additional notes helpful and you find that a helpful method, then obviously like do what works best for you, I think.
Yeah, all the materials are available online. You can download and have access all over the period of that course. And also we are putting available in case you go to next year, you still can access them. I would suggest, if you like, particularly if you're going to make much use of that material, to download and keep it. You can zip it, because I find it easier to go back something I learned before than open a brand new book. But you should have access also for what happened the year before.
Right, so the next question is, would you recommend a graphical calculator for the course?
We don't need for foundation graphical.
No, I guess, and then it depends on what discipline you're doing.
Yeah, and then depending discipline you go for.
Yeah.
So for foundation, you don't need. A scientific calculator does the job. So if you have, it's nice to have a scientific quickly. You always get online, but it's nice to have a physical one when you're working exercise. But you don't need the graphical for your zero. Later, depend on the topic, then they will recommend you.
Roughly what percentage of students don't pass through to year one? I don't know the answer to this, Karin.
It's very small. You have really to put your foot in the wrong place, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, there are extenuating circumstances that I can understand. Some students struggle with other issues.
Yeah.
All kind of things, okay? Either some member diet and unexpected. I mean, a lot of things, so I don't want to go into a lot of reasons. But we do offer deadline extension. So if you kind of have a really bad period, bad day, and you could not deliver that as coursework, don't worry, you apply for a circumstance and we give an extension or example, that particular task, whatever it is, the assignment. So we are quite flexible on that. As soon as you have some proof that something happened that caused problems in your performance, you will be taken into account, and you have a flexible option, like a few days more or a week or whatever is the task, the coursework. So it does help a little bit that it can happen a bad day. Hopefully you broke your finger. There's all kind of things you can hear on all the students when someone like accidentally was playing volleyball, just hurt the finger, and it was a finger that you need for writing. Anything can happen, either physical, mental, don't worry. We take this into consideration, you apply for it and you get extension. So it makes it a bit more understandable for you. It's better for you to adapt whatever happened and accommodate things like that. So at the end, it's not that hard. If you put effort there, you open the book, study, open the lecture notes, go over it, listen to the lecture, do your coursework, you should be fine. We have support, take a fast, we have academic mentoring session, we have office hours. So we offer quite a lot of support. If you make use of that, it should be all right. Yes, it will. Someone's asking how about dyslexia. We have dyslexia, dyspraxia. Another one that I have when I write, I don't write very neat. This is a muscle problem. We are people that have any condition like that impair your academic performance or just cause more difficult. You can contact the disability team, and they will analyze. I mean, some people already come from the school, already have documentation. They just assess you, and they will see which extra time you allow it. Some people have partially blindness, so they get a software to increase the size of everything you see in the lines. It's quite nice, make a big lines of your lecture notes. Depending on what it is, they will assess if it's physical or is whatever is the disability, or maybe mixed ability, I think it's nicer to say. And they will give you adjustments. Some people apparently have issues with the color of the paper, so it come up printed in yellow, or there are many reasons, but you get extra time. Just remember, when you start university, to contact the disability team, and they will go through the assessment, and it will be in the system database. So your lecturer will know that you are allowed to have extra time or allowed to have breaks during the task. Some people get quite stressed, so they get breaks, so it doesn't go too long doing the same thing. There are many things, but they have a team specialized that they're very supportive. And once you put the application, they will process it, and we get to know as academic that a particular student have different requirements or whatever it could be. I think we answer all questions.
Yeah, I can't see any more. Give it a few seconds. Oh, once the module is complete, is it revisited?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I just found out later through my son that the geology, they do everything packed in one single exam. I never thought that. They take several modules and do one big quiz of, I found so stressful, 90 minutes with 100 questions. I will not manage that course. So it's good that I have done an engineer. We don't do that. And now we have, each module have its own set of assignments that for the particular learning outcome, and their specific exam in case there is an exam. Some modules, as Nati was mentioned, is just coursework based. Some modules have a mix between assessment, quizzes, and an exam, but they are done specific for that topic and that model. So they're all packed together in one single unit. So it's by units. We don't mix in one exam talks from different lectures and different things.
No, but what I did right is that you need a lot of the content for subsequent years. And if you've forgotten it, then it makes it a bit more difficult.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that is another question. Someone told me they didn't like to see a question that required the skills of the order, year, or the order. You are expected to learn the topics, and we are building based on the fact that you know what you was taught before. Okay. And good example is that we teach you complex numbers in maths, and then will be at the next year or the next semester or the other year after. For example, electromagnetic requires complex numbers. So the lecturer will teach you electromagnetic, and let's see, expect you to know complex numbers. They won't go back and teach you the basic, what does it mean, complex numbers. So you do expect it to build skills, knowledge, that therefore you're going to be needing it to continue progress in a particular course. So sometimes they do a little refreshing revision, but they won't start from scratch. So you build the topics, yes, and you expected to know what was taught. That's why you assess it. You expected to pass, mean you have the learning outcomes, you have math, the knowledge and the skills expected from that particular year and a particular discipline and model, of course. So you build up.
I think we're done, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, get the same questions again. So how many people are normally on foundation year? It does vary quite a lot from year to year, but last year we had about 240, probably have a bit less this year, maybe 200, I'd say.
Yeah, just to remind you guys, this is foundation year for all the disciplines. So students go into aerospace, civil, mechanic, electrical, electronics, material, they're all together. Because the way we teach the backgrounds of physics, maths, and everything. They allow you later to flexibly go for whatever degree you like to go. So you give a little bit of flexibility, but we put them together. So the numbers are over 100, 200 already, yeah. Okay, someone is asking, is there a way to see the dates of for the topics? There is the models that each semester are taught. So semester 1, you have a set of topics. Semester 2, you have a set of topics. Actually, is in the college, the faculty website foundation, you can see what topics are taught. And each module will have a virtual learning platform, use Canvas, and there will be separate either by topics or weeks, when you can see everything we touch on that particular model and when it's going to be taught. So the lecture will provide a timetable or what's going to teach every week. And so you can always recursively go back and learn. If you already know certain particular topic, because you're probably strong in that topic, you can just go over them and know where you should spend more time, dedicate or focus more or less.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming. I can put here my email in case you have any question.
I've just put mine in the chat.
Yeah, I will put in the chat. So just in case you still have a query, you would like to know more. Here, portfolio director, Karin Ennser. You just check in my email. Just contact me. Feel free to contact me. Anything you'd like to chat, we can either chat online or just type email. It's very easy. We look forward to, yes, you can watch again. We are going to, we are recording the webinar. Welcome, any questions? We looking forward to see you in Swansea in September. But please contact us, clarify anything. If you still have doubt, would like to learn more, we may did not mention, just contact us. You're welcome. Yeah, we're going to email that, yes. We're going to email the link for the recording. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Shall we close?
Yeah, great.
Okay.